everyone, my name's Courtney. I write under the pen names Lyra Parish, and I'm one half of the USA Today best-selling duo Kennedy Fox. And today we are going to talk about my backlist, and we are going to talk about the future of Lyra Parish. I made tea. I'm going to be spilling some of it. And this tastes exactly like what I imagine Hobby Lobby would taste like if it had a flavor. It's not bad, but around Christmas time, Hobby Lobby has a specific smell, and this tea tastes like that. I think I want to craft. So this is gonna be kind of like a sit down chat with me, just me and you having a cup of tea, discussing the future of Lyra Parish's literary life. And I've mentioned this in my 8-month update of being a full-time author. So I wanted to give you all a little bit more detail than what I gave in that video because it was getting too long and I had to cut it off. I mentioned that I was thinking about not republishing my backlist. I can tell you today I am confirming that I am not publishing my backlist. I know there are people who love me and adore me who have been like, Courtney, like, you need to just get them re-edited and put them back up. I love that book. Like, I'm upset that you removed it. It's like not there. It's not available. Like, I want to buy the paperbacks, whatever the case is. And I can't do it. I have gone back and forth with myself, and I just don't want that to be out there. And it's because I can look at my old words with a very critical eye, probably more critical than my biggest hater. And for me to even try to make it up to the level that I am now 6 years later, I would have to start completely over. Outline the books, write them with the changes that I want to implement with the plot, and then continue forward. I don't see that in the cards for me in the next year or 2 years or 3 years. I never say never. It could happen, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. The reasons for that is because when you're a self-published author, releasing 1 or 2 books a year is just not enough. I'm gonna be honest, like, you have to be consistent with your releases. And when you are only releasing 1 or 2 books per year, it's a lot harder for you to regain the momentum that you lose because there are so many self-published books being pushed out on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. It's really easy to be forgotten. This is why Kennedy Fox is on such a consistent but strenuous release schedule. Plus, every time you release, it boosts your backlist, you find new readers, you make more money. There are advantages to releasing consistently and more frequently than to not. Most self-published authors know that. And I thought about my backlist and I was like, well, if I do all this work, which I could, it would just take me a little while, what is the point of it? Am I going to keep releasing under Lyra Parish? I have people doing work on my house right now, so it probably wasn't the smartest time to make a video. Remember how I told y'all that our roof was damaged during the storm? Well, they've arrived. And I'm glad that we're getting our roof fixed because we really needed it to be fixed, but I'm trying to make a video. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to come back to this video. Okay. I'll see y'all once these guys are gone. All right? All right. And I'm back just like that. My roof is fixed. I don't remember what I was saying beforehand, but I believe I was talking about self-publishing and how you can't just like half-ass it. If not, that was the point of all of that. And I know that, and I realize that just because, you know, we release so much as Kennedy Fox. And I thought about my Lyra Parish books and re-releasing those, and then what's the point after that? And for me, I would want to continue publishing. I know that I would not be able to do it consistently. Now, to bring me on to the next section of traditionally publishing, I think that's where the future of Lyra Parish is going. Of course, Kennedy Fox is always going to be my main squeeze. It's like my priority, but I always dreamed of being a hybrid author. Back in 2013, I wrote down a wish list of the things that I wanted to accomplish in my literary life. And being a hybrid author was a few spots down from quitting my full-time job. And now that this is my job and that this is what I am going to be doing for the rest of my life, I want to go forward with chasing my dreams and making goals happen. And the next thing on that list is traditionally publishing. And I'm excited because I am going to be able to bring you along with me on this process. I had been published for at least 3 or 4 years by the time I started updating y'all regularly. And so you didn't get to go on the hero's journey. You didn't get to experience all those very huge, monumental, milestone things that happened to me in my literary life. And of course, like, really cool things have happened. Don't get me wrong. Like, quitting my job, that's the top. That's the number one dream goal that I had. And I am so happy that I got to share that with you all. But I'm not done yet. And I know that I want to go the traditionally published route with Lyra Parish. Of course, I would write contemporary romance because y'all know romance has my heart. That's what I really enjoy writing. I'm excited about it. My goal is to have a book finished and ready to go to query agents by the end of first quarter of 2021. I do have a few agents in mind, some who represent some of my friends who really enjoy working with them. They are also romance authors, and others are people that I have been following on Twitter since like 2011. They've been around a long time. They're of course dream agents, but if I'm gonna do this, I am gonna do it right. And at this point in time, I have 3 agents that I'm looking at that I want to submit my work to. I mentioned in my 8-month update of being a full-time self-published author that I had a few things that were half written. They had about 32,000 words. And as I have gone back and looked at those things, Courtney back in 2016, 2017 is completely different than Courtney today. And so I want to make sure that I am putting my best foot forward when I submit this book to get an agent to possibly sell to TradPub. I do like the stories that I've written, so I'm basically going to outline them in more detail. If you've ever read this book or Blake Snyder's book, you know that most successful movies and books have specific beats that they meet. And I am going to use this as my roadmap as I am outlining to make sure that I've got everything down. I do have an outline already written. This outline is from like 2016, 2017, and it just doesn't have the detail that I need. I need a detailed outline because that's how I have been working for the last 4 years. Courtney 2020 is much different than the Pantster Courtney of 2013 and 2014. And so my goal is to bring you along with me on that journey. I want to vlog more and take y'all kind of behind the scenes as I prepare to query agents. I'm going to use Save the Cat Writes a Novel to make sure that I've got my beats in place. Obviously, I'm writing romance, so the stated theme obviously is love conquers all. And so I really want to flesh out the details before I start writing. And I know that when I've got it outlined, writing it will not be that hard for me because that's where I shine in the writing process. After I write it, I'm going to go through self-edits. Then I'm going to send it to some paid critique partners, let them give me their opinion, make updates where needed, and then I'm going to send it to my editor. And I'm going to have this book as if I am going to self-publish it. It's going to be at that level, ready to go. I know that when I submit this book, it could possibly need changes, but my goal is to put my best work forward where it is a solid manuscript where if they wanted to publish it like that, they absolutely could. So that's my goal, and it's going to take up some time, but I really think that I have a good chance of making a name for myself as a traditionally published author as well as self-publishing. You'll know that I'm not giving up my self-publishing life because I love it way too much, but the overall goal is to be hybrid. Traditionally published authors do not release at the same rate that self-published authors do. This is a given. I don't know any traditionally published author who's releasing 8 to 10 books per year. And so even if I signed the contract and they didn't release it for another 1 or 2 years, depending on how far they are out, I could spend that time writing another book to pitch. It would be on a slower schedule, something that's more manageable for me, but will allow me to continue the growth of Lyra Parish. I know that many of you are trying to go TradPub as well, and so that makes me super excited that I will get to join the ranks of both sides, the traditionally published author and the self-published author. And I'm hoping that I've got the best of both worlds doing this. I'm of course going to give it my all. When I have a book release, I will be marketing it. I will be pushing it on social media. I will use the platforms that I spent time on since 2013 pushing those books. Can't wait to find an agent to pitch books to. I am going at this with no connections whatsoever other than the things that I've accomplished in the past and my social proof. It feels good to actually tell y'all that it's what I'm gonna do. In 2021, I hope to have an agent and sell a book. I don't know, I've got this like newfound excitement over doing this. And of course Brooke knows, and she's like, you do you, whatever. Totally supportive of my decision, and I think I'll be less stressed starting new than, you know, trying to rewrite those backlist books. I don't think if I spent my time on it, it would ever be where I really wanted it to be. And it's hard to deal with, but we've got a new journey we're going on. I want to take you behind the scenes. I want to give you, you know, my opinions on it. I know there will be stuff that I will not be able to share just because of the way that contracts work. I kind of know how they work because we have an agent who does stuff and can't just go out and announce everything to the world. But I will share as much of this process with you as I possibly can. So that's the goal. I would love to eventually have my books turned into a Hallmark movie. That would be a dream come true. I'd love to make lists under Lyra Parish. I'm gonna be honest, like USA Today or New York Times, like that would be pretty cool. And I just think the sky is the limit. I think this will open up different opportunities, and I won't be as stressed out as I would be if I was trying to do self-publishing under two names with the same intensity. That's all I've got. That's what I wanted to say. I'm so glad that y'all joined me for this tea time. I'm going to talk about this a lot because it's a new thing for me. 2021 is going to be crazy, guys, and I can't wait. So appreciate y'all being here. I hope y'all have an amazing, incredible weekend. You accomplish all your goals and you write all the words, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye, guys.